Woohoo! Welcome back. It's been a while. I know.
Almost a year.
Possibly. I'll have to check.
He's Wolf.
That's true, and this is Daddy-O.
That's me.
We've been gone because not hard work, tedious work, I would say. I don't know what he's been doing crazy stuff. I don't know.
It's called life.
Yeah. I've been getting situated to return to school. I took a year off from college, and now I'm going to go back. So I've been trying to situate that. Yeah, that's my excuse. So, but life still goes on. So there's nerd stuff going on. We haven't seen Doctor Strange.
No, that's one. But at the last time that we recorded, I hadn't seen Civil War yet.
That's true. He hadn't seen Civil War, but now he has.
And I did, and it was awesome. And I'm really happy with the Spider-Man that they've come up with.
Tom Holland.
And so next summer, Homecoming. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, me too. That looks really good. I forget his name, and I was like, I feel so bad because I got Tom Holland right away, but the actor who plays Black Panther, can't remember his name.
Chad Boswick, something like that.
I don't know. He did really good too, and I look forward.
And his movie is in 2018.
Yeah, I look forward to that movie definitely. But I do want to swing into, since we're on the Marvel, I want to swing into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I believe was the 4th season, subtitled Ghost Rider. If you watch these old ones, I was a big advocate for putting Ghost Rider on the show, and then they chose Robbie freaking Reyes. You want to go first?
No, because you hate Robbie Reyes. I was going to let you get your venom out.
I don't.
See what I did there.
Hey, shut up. I don't hate Robbie Reyes. I hate.
He's not a Ghost Rider.
Because he's not. Read the comic book. What they did on the show is they completely changed his character. Now, there was, accuracy. Now, we're going to get into spoilers, so if you haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider subtitle.
Then don't watch this podcast.
Yeah. Or, watch every episode of season 4 and then come watch this. Either way.
Like, we'll wait right here.
I think that's adequate.
Is that enough time?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
now you're all caught up.
in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. subtitled Ghost Rider, they brought in Robbie Reyes. Now, in the comic book, Robbie is not a spirit of vengeance. He is possessed by his dead uncle, Eli, who is a satanic serial killer. And then in the TV show, he was just obsessed with power. And
Who, Eli?
yeah, Eli.
Uncle Eli?
Yeah, he was just obsessed with power, and it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, I guess he went for the more light-hearted kind of thing. He had to take his uncle and, disintegrate his soul and all of that, and his uncle was a traitor. But in the comics, like I said, his uncle killed like 38 people in satanic rituals before he was gunned down by the police and sent to hell, where he was tortured and then gained powers to possess Robbie's dead body. But, the show was a little bit more lighthearted. With that said, do you remember that actor's name?
The guy that played Eli?
No, that played Robbie.
No.
Neither do I. But he did an excellent job of playing what was given to him. I would like to see another Ghost Rider on the show. Alejandra Jones actually is one that I would like to see on the show, or just in live action in general, because she wields a scythe, and I think that's awesome.
A female Ghost Rider.
Female Ghost Rider who drives a motorcycle and uses a scythe, which is awesome.
Rides a motorcycle.
Drives a car.
Okay, get to that. What about
That's what I wanted
the
to
Hell
get to.
Charger?
Right, so the Hell Charger. So a lot of people I saw were complaining that Robbie Reyes didn't have a motorcycle, or actually, I should say, Ghost Rider didn't have a motorcycle, and that he was driving a car, and that's not accurate. And that's where you're wrong, because Johnny Blaze, Alejandra Jones, and Robbie Reyes, excluding the other two that kind of, I forget what they're called, but they like absorb some of the rider's power. It's weird. Anyways, those 3 are the only ones who ride motorcycles. Carter Slade rides a horse. Robbie Reyes, who is not a true Ghost Rider, drives the Hell Charger because it was also possessed by his uncle. It's really
So
weird.
then wouldn't he be Ghost Driver?
And I saw someone make that pun. You're late.
That was me.
Really? You made it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I was the one who said, technically, wouldn't he be Ghost Driver since he's not riding motorcycle?
See, when I scroll through
And
Facebook,
did you try to say absorb?
absorb, yeah.
Okay. You said it like your mom earlier,
Well, I mean,
with the X in it.
anyways, there's I forget what they're called, but there's two other people who absorb the Ghost Rider's like just a little bit of his power. I think they're called like I can't remember, but
Scroll.
no. But and they also have motorcycles, but Robbie Reyes is the only one, and Carter Slade, who does not.
What I liked most about this new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's Grant Ward free.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong.
No, I hate the guy.
Well, okay, I don't hate Grant Ward. Well, I blinked on the name for a second.
Agent Grant Ward,
Yeah.
who became Hive, or what else was he?
He was Hive. He was a traitor for Shield. For
Hydra.
Hydra. I mean, and the first season
Brett Dalton, that's his name.
was pretty good. Second season, by the third, and we're kind of sick of him. That's
It's like, you're gonna kill the guy off, kill him off, quit bringing him back.
yeah.
It's not a soap opera,
No.
not a telenovela.
But what I am excited for is now I might be wrong, but I believe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going into season 5.
Well, they haven't finished 4 yet.
Yeah, we just finished 4.
No, that was the winter finale.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Second, just like your other favorite show that does a winter finale.
Yeah, Walking Dead, which
Walking
we'll
Dead.
get to in a little bit. But they're coming back, and it's
In January.
January. But I forget what the subtitle is.
It was something else because the Ghost Rider story arc is kind of ending, and then they're starting a new story arc.
With Ada, which
Ada, yeah. Oh, it's LD.
LDE.
What is she called? No, LMD, Life Model Decoy.
Yeah. So that looks good. What they did with Agent May blew my mind out. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I had a stroke on the couch while
It's like
watching
the
it.
second time they've done that to her.
I mean, one wasn't a robot though; it was an
Yeah.
actual person.
It was Agent 33 from Hydra with the May mask,
Mhm.
spray or something. How did they?
It was like a Mission Impossible mask on her
Yeah.
face that May like electrocuted so it melted to her face. But this one's like actually some sort of cyborg thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. Excited for that.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe next year, I think will be Thor
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok in February, and then Spider-Man: Homecoming is in summer, and then near the end of the year is going, I believe, is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Either way,
It's either Ant-Man and the Wasp or Black Panther. I'm not sure.
yeah, I do want to see those. All of them. I enjoyed the Ant-Man movie more than I thought I would. And it was actually kind of refreshing because it took away from the big high stakes of like the Avengers and the other movies with the Avengers in them, you know, like the standalones, because it's always, hey, the world is going to be destroyed, you know, these characters on their own save them, and then when there's this huge threat, they all come together, form the Avengers, and stop them, and then Ant-Man's trying to stop basically a thief. That's it, you know, just a high stakes thief.
What was cool?
thief.
What's cool about that too is going forward. Infinity War movie that's coming soon is possible that they're going to add in more characters that from existing shows. They'll talk about the Defenders actually being in Infinity War, which is Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage,
Punisher.
Punisher, and Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist.
Punisher's kind of a maybe not,
Right.
but they did give him a spin-off show.
Yeah, and see the thing though is like
But
they're gonna make a huge mistake if they don't get those actors and
the
actresses
recasting, yeah.
and put them in the movie, because if you're watching Daredevil on Netflix You know, it's Charlie Cox. That's Daredevil. If you watched Jessica Jones, which I forget the girl's name, I'm bad. She did really well. So to you, that's Jessica Jones. Luke. Oh God, what's his name?
Mike Coulter.
Mike Coulter. That's Luke Cage. And then they put the movies, and it's completely.
Yeah, when they recast him, it's very irritating. Which that's gonna possibly hurt Justice League.
Right,
Because
because
they did recast the Flash and Wonder Woman or not Wonder Woman. They recast the Flash and Green Arrow.
hmm
Yeah.
So because you're watching those shows. Oh, this dude is Barry Allen.
Yeah,
This
so-
dude is Oliver Queen. And then they put on the movie. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, so no Grant
who's-
Gustin
that's his name.
and no Stephen Amell.
Yeah, Stephen.
Yeah.
So that's like I think that's a bad idea. I think if you put out a show where these characters are being played by these actors, when you make a movie, you go into the
And for
movie.
some reason, what's hurting DC's movie universe, cinema universe, whatever you want to call it, the DCCU,
Yeah.
is we both liked Batman v Superman,
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
but from what I heard, one of the criticisms is there wasn't enough humor to lighten up all the violence and like the way that Marvel does it with their one-liners and all that, which almost
Mhm.
every character, every comic book title in Marvel has at least one character in there who's a one-liner guy, just says nothing but jokes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So DC, the only funny thing was when Wonder Woman showed up, and she with you? I thought she was with you. That was the funniest thing in the whole movie. The rest of it,
Mhm.
not so much. Although we both, and I think we said it in the last podcast, we both agreed that Eisenberg did a supreme Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was awesome.
Suicide Squad, I've also heard. I mean, I've heard it's really good as an action movie, but it's not as humorous as the Marvel movies have been.
Right. So I've actually seen Suicide Squad. Yeah, because it was good. I really liked it. There was a couple things that I've mentioned in previous podcasts where I just didn't like it, but no, I mean there was some humor. I think where they got was they're rewriting the script because when they released the trailer set to Bohemian Rhapsody, people were expecting the movie to be like that, and then they had to rewrite it and all that stuff. But it's still, all in all, I think it was a good movie.
Okay, we haven't seen it yet. You want to talk about Rogue One?
Rogue One, yes, we have not seen it. I don't know, we're slacking on that.
Your mom's probably gonna take it for Christmas.
She probably doesn't even know it exists. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a couple spoilers. Obviously, they get the plans. No, but I mean, I've watched a review and I thought it was spoiler free and it wasn't. So I heard a few things, but that doesn't diminish what I want to see on screen. And from what I heard, it's really epic. So
The idea, where they got the idea from to make this movie was brilliant. It's like, oh, how come nobody else thought of that?
yeah, tell the story of how they stole the Death Star plan. Now, if you think that's a spoiler, obviously you haven't watched Star Wars Episode 4.
There might be people out there.
There are. Ryan and Tiana have not seen any of the Star Wars
So
films.
then you better hope they don't watch this.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's yeah. So obviously, if you think that's a spoiler, go watch Episode 4, and you would know for a fact that it's not. Yeah.
What else? Oh, do you want to go into wrestling now?
Yeah, we can go. Into
Or
that.
is there any more superhero stuff?
Oh, we were rewinding back to the Justice League movie. I am super curious as to who and or what Green Lantern, and I say that because they're aliens, and anyways, I'm curious as to who they bring into to be the Green Lantern that makes the cameo, whether it be Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, or any of the other aliens. I want to see
Why
that.
do you think it's only going to be a cameo
Because I think that's what the news was, is that it's just a cameo.
for Green Lantern?
But it's like, I think they're gonna set him up that he's can be in this movie, or
No.
whoever.
Wonder if they're, see, the thing about Justice League is it's been around for a long time. But when I was growing up as a kid, there was a cartoon called the Super Friends, and that was basically the Justice League, but not all expanded, different lineups. It was
Right.
just the core five:
Mm-hmm.
Superman, Batman with Robin, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Arrow, I think.
Or Lantern.
Green Lantern. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, there's jokes about that because like, there's a old cartoon. I say old because it was on when I was growing up. Called the Justice League, and when they first formed, Batman was talking to Superman. He's like, "So what do you call this? Like your super friends?" He's like, "No, more like a Justice League." Anyways, but so yeah, now we can dive into wrestling.
And then the villains and the Super Friends.
Okay, or not.
The Justice League met in the Hall of Justice. And then
Mhm.
these League of Supervillains met in the Hall of Doom,
Yes, which is
which
awesome.
looked like a Darth Vader helmet.
Of course it did. It's foreshadowing.
Except Star Wars is Disney, which is Marvel.
Yeah, that too. It's still foreshadowing.
Okay, and wrestling.
So we can go to
We're
wrestling.
talking about current wrestling.
So I don't know what you're gonna start with, but I'm gonna start with total nonstop deletion.
Ellsworth 316.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start with
Total nonstop
Stop
deletion,
which was
from TNA Wrestling.
the dumbest
The most greatest
2 hours. I did not have to
that
sit
you'll never
through.
get back.
Yeah, I didn't sit through the whole thing. I think I
It was the most awesome thing on television.
I think I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then I came home and saw like the last hour and a half.
It was only 2 hours. So you didn't miss much.
Yeah, then oh my god, it was horrible. You know, I think it could
Matt
have.
Hardy's a genius.
I think it could have been better had Gregory Shane Helms not beat up a boat. If a boat hadn't broke up the pinfall, and then Gregory.
You know that
and-
boat has a name. You should quit being so insensitive. The boat's name is Skarsgård,
I don't care. And when he
and he lives in Reincarnation Lake.
yes, and when he and the Helms dynasty started to attack the boat,
Kick this boat's ass.
that's where I don't know, man. It was horrible.
And then now, Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy, had a premonition that there was going to be a reincarnation, and it was going to be the worst thing of all time. And when, what the heck was he calling himself? The Helms dynasty. He was calling himself Greg Helms.
Yeah, Gregory Shane
And
Helms.
no.
Or Greg.
So then when he came out the first time, he was Sugar Shane Helms from 3 Count,
Yeah.
which is a faction before your time.
I think
They're like a boy band wrestlers. Sugar Shane Helms, a reject, Shannon Moore, and somebody else. My friend Nisha would know the answer to that. So Nisha, if you watch this, you can correct me by yelling at your screen right now.
But the second time,
He
which
came back out as the
the
Hurricane.
Hurricane, which when I was a kid, now I'm in my 20s, still favorite wrestling gimmick ever. The Hurricane was awesome.
What's up with that?
Yeah, especially when he lost the hardcore title to, I believe, Jacqueline.
And then there
Which-
was
Was hilarious.
you're also you're talking about the end of Total Nonstop Deletion, because when he transformed into the Hurricane, but I'm not sure what the H2H signified on his chest.
Helms to Hurricane. That's what I got. I don't know.
But then Broken Matt Hardy mentioned the man with 3 H's,
Right, which obviously.
which they got rid of Trevor Lee and the other guy, and they said even the man with 3 H's would be proud of how we buried this young talent, which was the best thing I heard in a
That
long time.
was pretty good. That was good.
funny. That was funny.
Uh,
Now, who else was in Total Nonstop Deletion?
I don't know, but real quick, if you're not familiar with the word with the term bury, not in the literal sense, although Broken Matt Hardy did literally bury someone. It's referred to when a young and up and coming superstar faces off against a older, more famous star and that older famous star just completely crushes them and stops their momentum, quite
And
like
then
what
they-
happened to Daniel
And
Bryan.
then they become like mid-carders.
Yeah,
You know, they don't get their push. They just
yeah, and so they get buried. And then Triple H, and along with John Cena, are like the two biggest barriers in
they're known
WWE.
for it. Yeah.
So that was a little.
You put somebody up against Super Cena, and Super Cena overcomes, and then that guy's status. Although it really didn't hurt Kevin Owens too much.
No, but it did hurt Daniel Bryan and the rest of the Nexus. But now Daniel Bryan's GM, so that works.
And he can't wrestle.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle returned in non-stop deletion as just Swoggle, and that's what he uses now in indie wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
ODB, she came back to challenge Sienna for the Knockouts title. My favorite girl, female wrestler.
Before
over
that
in the
happened,
TNA.
she was going to wrestle Ladrone.
No, Sienna was.
Sienna was going to wrestle Ladrone. See, if you think that's stupid, you agree with me. That's total nonsense.
Vanguard
Which was
won.
dumb.
Vanguard 1 wanted to challenge to be the Knockouts champion, but the referee said in the state of North Carolina, drones can't wrestle women. Brilliant, I tell you. Brilliant!
See, and if you're sitting there going,
And then-
that's dumb.
And then during the match, Vanguard 1 tried to come, the referee got knocked out, so Vanguard 1 tried to come back in as a referee.
Oh, that's right, and count the pinfall.
But then the referee came to and like, no, threw him out. And then Vanguard 1 motorboated ODB. What else was going on? Oh, to some other things about non-stop deletion was that this whole thing was filmed at Matt Hardy's property in North Carolina.
Which is huge.
Which is, yeah, he owns a lot of property because he could. The other thing is he needed better production values, and since he's probably spent all his money getting all the TNA camera guys there, getting all the wrestlers there, he didn't have money for production values because the lighting was terrible, and the editing, the cuts, and everything. It was like things were taking too long to progress to the next scene. And it was like what in the Dome of Deletion, which is his like barn. It was like one light. And Bobby Lashley speared Eddie Edwards through the barn wall, and they went and fought in the wilderness. And that match is still going on because it never finished.
That's true, yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen on. Hey, that's on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Probably got recorded on our DVR over there. What else? Oh, Decay actually legit killed people.
Oh, yeah. Decay was literally murdering people on TV for...
Crazy Steve twisted the guy's neck, and you heard it go.
Yeah, Abyss dropped a rock
Yeah,
on a
pounded
dude's
somebody-
face.
Yeah, on the rock.
Legit murder on
Um,
TV.
You know what? And somebody over on CageSiders.com, shout out, actually listed the tag teams that were out there. The one that I heard was the Bravado Brothers or Bravora Brothers or something like that. They were the ones that actually snuck past and got into Dome of Deletion
Mm-hmm.
and fought Rockstar Spud and Swoggle.
Right.
But the other guys all got killed off. My favorite, one of my favorite things about Tag Team Apocalypto was that the Ricky Morton and I forgot the other guy's name. I'm just as bad as you are. But the original Rock and Roll Express guys that were probably in their 60s, maybe late 60s, I don't know, came out of the woodwork to go over, and one of them got to have wanted a beer. Ricky Morton wanted a beer, and the other guy wanted green beans.
You know, but on that topic, I can't believe Jeff Hardy took that fall from that cherry picker.
I was going to say, and Jeff Hardy and Ricky Morton were fighting in opposing cherry picker cranes.
Yeah. But I'm actually legit surprised that he took that fall.
Yeah, but did you notice how much they lowered it?
No, that I didn't notice. But
Go back and look. I don't think
I'm not going to go
did.
back and look in
And
ever.
they lowered his cherry picker while they kept Ricky Morton up there, which was cool because then super cameo from Road Warrior Animal
Mm-hmm.
came over and looked up. Ricky, what you doing up there?
Yeah.
And
So
he had his line the other night too.
was
It was all Matt, you broken son of a bitch. Get me down from here.
So now let's walk into the realm where TNA doesn't exist ever because it never happened. Stop asking about it. Let's talk about WWE.
Okay, let's go. I don't remember Raw, so.
No, I was busy. I was DMing, so I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, you didn't see it either. Well, let's talk about Enzo's sensitivity training.
Right, so I didn't get to see all of that. I know that because he exposed himself in the workplace, he had to attend mandatory sensitivity training. But I understand that it was like some ploy from Rusev and Lana to attack him or something like that.
No.
No, I didn't watch all of it.
But one thing I wanted to get at is this is the Hell No gimmick with Dr. Shelby, like retold. Maybe they're wanting to be more like TNA. TNA, for as much as people are going nuts, there's two camps. People that, like you, hate it, think it's the dumbest thing ever. Jim Cornette, who really hates it, but he hates Lucha Underground too. People that hate it and people that is having fun is the dumbest thing ever. It's
Mhm.
hilarious. Let's go with it and see what happens. And WWE is interested in signing Matt Hardy once his contract is up
I
next
thought
April.
Jeff.
They don't know about Jeff because
Oh.
Jeff's past drug use. And
Right.
how WWE doesn't have has their wellness policy.
Alberto Del Rio on Page. Who were they? Or Eva Marie, because she was suspended.
Yeah, she hasn't wrestled. It was just funny on my Facebook feed was who's the greatest female wrestler of 2016, and Eva Marie was listed in there.
Becky Lynch.
Well, you had Lynch, Bliss, Charlotte, one of the Bellas,
There's only one wrestling.
and Eva Marie. But to me, the best wrestler, female best wrestler of 2016,
Mickey James?
Asuka.
Oh, I was going to say Mickey James.
And Mickey James.
Because she came back.
She did. She wrestled in 2016.
Yeah.
She's the GOAT.
But Asuka is really good too. I would like to see her come up to the main roster along with Shinsuke Nakamura. But that's
I
going to take some
I
time.
think they will, but they can't yet because they're establishing themselves as the biggest stars on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
If you take away all the big stars off NXT, all you got is the crappy guys. Then they go back out and re-sign old guys to
Mhm.
bring them in to get people to watch it again. So we'll see. Which reminds me, they got Austin Aries, Samoa Joe,
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, all from TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Young.
And Eric
And
Young.
Eric Young already established a heel stable that's like pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So they got guys that know how to work and know what to do, and then they still have a lot of their young guys in there that are learning from the older guys.
Speaking of Samoa Joe, what do you think of his revised Muscle Buster?
I think I saw it the other day, and I was like, because he broke Natalia's husband's neck,
Right.
so they had to. Now, see, when we knew that Joe was coming, we knew they were going to do that.
Mhm.
They have to redo it, and also AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Because when we found out he was coming, it was like half his moves they weren't going to be able to use.
Yeah. They're extremely, because he wrestled in Japan for a while, which WWE does acknowledge. What they don't acknowledge is TNA because it doesn't exist. And when he wrestled in Japan, they did strong style, which is actually putting force and momentum behind your punches and kicks and your moves. So a lot
Also
of it,
known as stiff.
yeah. Also, so all of his moves were hard hitting, like his undercut DDT, which no thank you. But they had to get rid of those and like revise it. You know, the first couple of times when he was using the back fist, when he does that combination and he ends it with the back fist, he was actually hitting people and it knocked out the Miz's tooth, and that's actually why they had this, why they
And
stopped
Jericho,
it.
he knocked the crap out of Jericho the first
Yeah,
time. he
and
did it, too.
Jericho too. Yeah. So that's, and then so they're like, well, you can't do that anymore.
Okay, since we mentioned Jericho, let's go to Jericho, the Jerry KO show, and the swerve on the breakup, but they have to break up anyway.
But they didn't break it.
But they're going to, because at the end of December or beginning of January, Jericho has to go on tour with his band. For those of you who don't know, Chris Jericho is not only an accomplished game show host, wrestler, sports entertainer, but he still wrestles. He also has a heavy metal band called Fozzy, which he's had for almost, oh gosh, I'm not sure. I was going to
Would
do
you
20
say
years.
You said like 10 or 15 yesterday.
At least, I'm going to say at least go with 10 years that he's had a band called Fozzy. And although metal in the U.S. is not at the forefront of music trends, in Europe it's still big. It always will be. It always has been big. And so he has to tour. He has to do a European tour with his band, and then he can come back. And he's on such good terms with Mr. McMahon that he actually can do that. He can leave, go tour with Fozzy, and then come back whenever they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they want to work him into a big show like Mania, SummerSlam, or whatever that they want.
Or like the Royal
So
Rumble.
he's all, well, he can't be that. 'Cause he's
Well,
getting ready to
I'm saying if he wasn't.
tour. Right, but yeah, they just bring him back whenever they want.
Which reminds me, I think the Royal Rumble is going to be pretty messy this year. Who's in it? Undertaker, Goldberg.
I don't know if Undertaker's in it yet. They haven't said.
I've heard rumors that he's going to be in it.
Goldberg,
Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Pretty much everybody that, so those guys, and then pretty much everybody that was on the injured list is not injured, and now they're going to come back.
Well, speaking of coming back, Cena's coming back next week.
I thought he came back, but oh no, yeah, next week.
Next week, and so does that mean he's going to the Rumble? Not as a surprise entrant, number 30.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, there's all kinds of people. What if they put Strowman in the Rumble?
Strowman eliminates Brock Lesnar, and that becomes a feud. Please,
Strowman, like,
please,
eliminates everybody.
please.
Let's talk about Strowman here for a minute. Strowman is one big dude. This thing with him and Sami Zayn is stupid.
It is. It's really dumb. No one wants to see that. Not even Mick Foley. So, just take that when you will.
Yeah, I don't know why they're using it. I mean, he was supposed to be billed as unstoppable. All his matches were squash matches. What we figured, or we hoped, that would lead into him going after Show, Mark Henry, Lesnar,
Big cast.
Big Cass, anybody like that.
Please.
Instead, he made Ellsworth famous, and now he's got this ongoing feud with Sami Zayn.
And their feuds are lasting way too long. And the same thing goes for SmackDown.
Now that's the thing too, is we got to wait for dual branded pay-per-views to get the matches that we want, because they've separated these guys. I want to
Thankfully.
see Strowman and Corbin.
Right, yeah. I'm sick of Baron Corbin wrestling and destroying Dolph Ziggler. It's annoying. Stop it, please. It went on for too long. Yeah, no.
But Corbin's going to be getting a push. They started making promos for him.
Mhm.
Kurt Hawkins, that dude's dead on arrival.
Yeah, what was that? He got buried without even wrestling.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Let's see, some other
Zack
stuff.
Ryder.
Zack Ryder, who
Which I was so happy when they won to become #1 contenders for the
and then he hurt
title.
his knee.
Hurt his
He
knee.
blew out his knee like that
Why?
same match. So now they're gone from #1 contenders. So they're gonna do I forgot what it is. It's a tag team fatal 4-way for
Again.
#1 contenders.
Zack Ryder has been one of my favorites, and I've stuck with him just because it's cool. The Rough Riders a cool move. I'm playing a D&D Modern Eyes campaign, and I have a character. My character's name is Zack Ryder. Obviously, I like the guy.
Does he go woo woo woo?
Not yet. But obviously, I like the dude. I was so happy when they won, and then he blew out his knee because I'm waiting on the push.
No, that was cool too. Was that Heath Slater's finally getting?
Oh man,
He's finally getting juice. He's finally getting recognized because it looks like they're possibly going to split up him and Rhino, and they let him loose on a couple of matches where he got to show off, and man,
Mm-hmm. Please don't get injured, Slater.
yeah, he's
Be careful.
doing legit kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we have?
No, you have to talk about.
Well,
Oh, spoiler! Behind the scenes.
okay, let's go with the female. Let's go with the SmackDown females.
Becky Lynch all the way. I don't even know who the other ones are. They're cookie cutters.
I know, for some reason you think Carmella and Alexa Bliss look alike, and they look nothing alike.
Yeah, they're cookie cutters. They all
Alexa
look the
Bliss
same,
is like 5'0". She tries to look like Harley Quinn
which is dumb
by putting her hair in pigtails. How that makes her Harley Quinn, I don't know.
because Harley Quinn has her hair in pigtails
In the
when she
movie?
no
Oh, in the comic, yeah.
when she's not wearing her jester costume.
And then, and she's got the title right now, which is kind of dumb.
Give it back to Becky.
Becky Lynch came out as La Luchadora,
which was dumb. Please
Bill-
don't ever do that again.
Mil Mascaras's granddaughter. And then we'll get back into the female wrestlers. Our announcing teams are getting so bad.
Except for Mauro Ranallo.
Well,
He's never bad.
Mauro Ranallo is our favorite announcer on SmackDown. He's great as JBL's kind of getting.
JBL just needs to find a new job.
And over on Raw, we've got Corey Graves, my favorite announcer because he's like the reincarnation of Bobby Heenan. If you don't know who Bobby Heenan is, either you have the WWE Network and look it up, or go to YouTube and look it up. Because Bobby Heenan was the greatest heel announcer ever. And but for some reason on both shows, their announcers like botch names. They can't talk. They try to make these. They try to lure into these kind of one-liner jokes that don't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. They even added a fourth one on SmackDown because is it Otunga? David Otunga doesn't even talk. He's just on the announce team, and then so they had to bring in
Tom Phillips.
Oh yeah, brought him in so he could talk.
And then
It's like, why is even Otunga on the announce team?
because he's supposed to be the lawyer.
I think he doesn't talk.
And then over on Raw, Corey Graves, what I like about him is they'll have their imaginary talking point, and he'll actually get in there and make shit up and go along with it. And I'm talking about the Titus brand, with Titus O'Neil, and he's, oh yeah, I got a Titus brand suit and all this stuff, or Titus
Mhm.
brand suit. I've got or the Shining Stars Resort, the fictional resort where where Epico and Primo operate their scam. I don't know, but he'll Corey Graves will be like, oh, I've been there. My room only had 3 walls, but it was great. Stuff like that. Corey Graves is awesome. I love him.
Mark.
And Mauro Ranallo on SmackDown.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love it because
He's like the like here's
JR.
JR and then here's
Yeah.
Mauro, and then down there is down where? Down there is Cole. Cole and JBL. They suck.
Yeah, seriously, like, I don't even know. And the thing about the announcers, too, is that they'll rewrite history all the
no,
time.
it's Cole.
Or Cole, either one, I don't care.
And that's a directive that he gets from McMahon. But yeah, he rewrites history every week.
Yeah, it's like, no, that didn't actually happen. Simple watching the show or Googling, you would know, oh, that didn't happen. Why is he saying it that it did? It's ridiculous.
Or they'll say like weeks ago, and it's like, okay, last Monday. It's not weeks ago.
Mhm.
You know, it's just a week ago. Going back to
Female.
SmackDown wrestlers, female wrestlers. We got Alexa Bliss. You got.
Becky
I
Lynch.
know there's 6 of them.
No.
Yeah, Nikki Bella and
Nikki?
Natalia.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Bree's not back. Natalia.
Carmella, who I'm not sure, isn't she supposed to be Enzo's cousin
I
or
think
sister or
NXT.
mom?
On NXT. Mom? On apparently she's dating James Ellsworth.
Well, yeah, we
But-
saw that at the end.
No, I think like on NXT that they were cousins and they have like similar gimmicks.
Because she's the queen of Long Island or
Staten
Staten Island,
Island.
which is a prison. I don't know. And then okay,
Who
then we
else?
go to the females
Natalia?
on.
Natalia, Nikki, Alexa, Carmella, Becky. Isn't there?
There's one more because there was 6. Remember, because Natalia was the only one that couldn't go on Team SmackDown because there were teams of 5.
Right.
So think about it again. Let's go Alexa,
Carmella,
Carmella, Becky,
Becky,
Nikki,
Natalia.
Natalia. Who are we missing? Well, this will take a minute.
See, told you, cookie cutters. I don't know. I can't think of.
Okay, let's go to What are you doing?
Grabbing my phone to look up the answer.
Oh.
It's called technology,
Hi.
everybody.
Okay, we'll see the Team Raw.
Go ahead with Raw.
The Team Raw roster for females is Nia Jax, Foxy, which now she's Rich Swan's girlfriend. So Dana Brooke and Charlotte, Bailey, and
She
Sasha.
needs a new finisher.
Sasha Banks.
Not her. Bailey needs a new finisher.
The Bailey to belly.
Or belly to belly.
No, it's the Bailey to belly
Okay.
suplex. Is how can that be a finisher?
I know everybody else uses it, and it's suddenly it's a, same thing with Dean Ambrose. Any move that's a DDT or a belly to belly is not a finisher, and it needs to be changed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said all 6 of those. Yay. Nia Jax is gonna feud with Sasha Banks. That's kind of lame.
Yeah. Well, bye, Sasha. Enjoy the road to Loserville. And I don't mean that because she's a bad wrestler. I mean because there's no look at, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but look at the difference between Nia Jax and Sasha. Obviously, Sasha's gonna lose.
Well, no, because you have your ultimate underdog, ultimate underdog characters.
How's that working for Sami Zayn against what's his face, Braun Strowman?
She lasted 10 minutes, and the feud
Yeah,
is still going.
that's only
So-
because Mick Foley came out and he had a towel that he was gonna throw in, so they had an argument for like 5 minutes, and then so yeah.
But everybody knows they're underdogs. Look, Ellsworth got signed. because
Naomi.
he's yeah, that's right. Ellsworth got signed because he's an ultimate underdog. Rey Mysterio had a feud more than once with the Big Show. And Batista, because they all liked the little guy. So, and little girl, Sasha Banks against Nia Jax. Nia Jax was a plus size model. And she's also she's got the Samoan heritage, so she's another cousin of The Rock.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else you got there?
Nothing really. I'm still going off the top of my head. Well, did we talk about the return of Cena?
Yeah, we did. Is that it? Is that all?
That's it. That's all I said.
So war, Rogue One, blah blah blah.
We're about out of time anyway.
Yeah.
This is about where we end them.
So, well, since we're out of stuff to talk about, the talking points weren't that long. Still 42 minutes. I do want to, again, apologize for being absent for so long.
It's going to happen. We may not come back again until The Walking Dead comes back.
Oh, we didn't talk about The Walking
Because we
Dead.
have to have something to talk about.
Yeah, dang, we didn't talk about The Walking Dead. Dang, next time. We still have a whole half a season to talk about.
Yeah, we could do that and then come back for another podcast. So we'll try to do one
Next week, definitely. Yeah, I'll be here.
New Year's, Christmas, New Year's. We gotta wait for the holidays.
I
to
mean,
get
what
out
is
of
it?
the way.
What's today? The 22nd. 3 days before Christmas. We can do one for
And then-
New Year's.
Between then and New Year's, we'll see.
Yeah, we can do it in the middle of the week. No one will know.
But it could be we could do our New Year's spectacular.
Yeah. We will definitely try to come back weekly. We're going to run the year out and it won't be weekly. Hopefully in January when I start school, we can make it weekly.
All you have to say is, we'll be back. And and we'll talk about whatever else we can think of. And until then, enjoy Daddy-O, he's Wolf.
Yeah, have a very Merry Christmas.
And a merry and a happy Trump year.
Shut up. Happy New Year. Remember, subscribe to become part of the Wolf Pack.
Obamacare,